Well, it's mid-December here in the Great Lakes, Southern Great Lakes region, and there is still no sign of ice. We're probably still at least 3 to 4 weeks away from being able to get out and do some ice fishing. But we did get a stretch of some warm weather, and unfortunately the winds were kind of high. I was hoping to get out into Lake Erie and do some trolling for walleye, but since I couldn't do that, decided to try something new and get underneath this bridge and see what's under here, do a little exploring today. And stick around, because at the end of the video, I'm going to drop a GoPro underwater and show you these schools of fish down at the bottom of these bridge columns. So the way I approached this was the wind was blowing right at me. So from this view, we're literally staring directly into the wind. And so what I did was I tied the boat off to one of the columns, and that wind direction forced the boat away from the columns. And then I just let out a length of rope that put my jig, the end of my pole, with my presentation, right where the column was. And so that I didn't have to stretch or reach or whatever. It was just a comfortable position from me. Fish. So here's a quick view of the live scope, and as you can see, the fish are really stacked up down there at the bottom of these columns. The water temperature is right around 38 degrees, and I was a little surprised because of how cold the water was at how aggressive the fish were. There's another one of fish, just like that. So this next fish, which is not a crappie, you'll actually see him hit the jig. So there's my jig as I'm lowering it down, and as soon as the fish sees it, it reacts and starts to come up and approach the jig. And as it does so, you'll see him make the turn right at the apex, and that's when he hits it. And then, as you'll see, I'll hook set it, and you'll see what this is here in a minute. Right there, he's got it, and starts his way back down. So this walleye was the third species I've caught so far under the bridge, and as you'll see, that's not the last one. Before we go on, please remember to hit that like button, ring that bell to be notified of our future videos, and consider subscribing to our channel. These 3 things really help the channel out. Thanks. Not sure how well you guys can hear me. The wind's blowing gusting to 35 today. Another nice little walleye.
bite. Another thump. They're just all hanging out right on the bottom, right around these pilings. There's a fish. Alright guys, so we're going to see what we can do with this. There's a couple of bigger fish. There's a couple of bigger fish hanging out right down near the bottom, and they're not really reacting to the crappie's jig. We're going to see what they'll do with this one. There's a walleye. Nice solid fish right there. A little bit bigger fish. 11 and a half. This doesn't feel like a crappie. Another little walleye. Another nice little walleye. There's another fish. Getting the slack out of the line. Look what we got this time. Oh, yellow perch. There's 4 species we've got under here. The nice thing about fishing under a bridge is you're protected from the weather. There's the fish. crappie. It is raining to beat the band out there. I'm crappie fishing in here. This is a much bigger fish. This is a big crappie. There's a nice big crappie. Yeah. Now that's a nice big fish. Let's go see what that one measures. That one goes a little over 12. Nice big crappie.
So as promised, here's the footage of the GoPro when I dropped it down alongside these bridge columns. Now, this is the first time that I've really recorded much underwater, and I've learned a few mistakes I made here. And so in a future video, I'm going to try to get out and get some better footage of what's down there, you know, along the bottom around these bridge pilings, and maybe even do some other videos on some other key areas in lakes, rivers, and streams where fish tend to congregate. That's going to about wrap it up for this week. So I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a little bit about what goes on underneath these bridges and how to maybe position yourself in a way where you can be successful and catch some fish, even when the weather is rough outside. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you the next time.